There she is. Immediately quite relaxed with us. Obviously she saw a couple of vehicles over the last day or two, and she's also gotten used to the shape of Jiga and us on the back. Yesterday and even early this afternoon she was still quite aware of us. Now she's got food to distract her, quite a lot of meat on that Impala. It looks like she's already eaten quite a bit from it. Of course also it's dark now, so she's less worried about us. Again, just for those of you that maybe haven't come and drive with us that often, at the moment I'm looking at exactly what you're looking at. I'm looking at exactly the same picture. If I look over towards where that Lioness is, I can make out a very, very vague bit of color. Just a little bit, just because there's still some daylight left, but I can't actually see anything there. We're using infrared lights only, which means that to her we are essentially not using any lights, and that means that she can behave even more naturally than if we had some spotlights on her. Something that I've personally come to enjoy quite a lot over the last year and a half being with WildEarth. We've seen some very cool things in infrared light. I suppose there's challenges sometimes, but it certainly gives you a new sort of quiet window into the night. See how she's getting into that rump area. She's started off on the side. Normally lions try and feed on the sort of very meaty parts of the carcass first. Just because various reasons. One is that's where a lot of the food is, but also, especially in her case, it's worthwhile to get as much food into your belly as you can, because that way if you have to leave in a hurry, at least you've got some food to take with you. And why I say in her case specifically is that if there were 4 or 5 lions here, or lionesses, a group of them, then this food would be very secure. But the fact that she's on her own means that if there's maybe, let's say, 3 or 4 hyenas, 5 hyenas, as soon as there's a little clan getting together here, they would be able to displace her. They'd be able to irritate her, mob her, even attack her a little bit, until she decides to rather leave the food and don't, or not to risk injury. So there's a little bit of a potential of her losing this carcass sometime through the night. But look at that, the strong animal. It's not just going to be 1 or 2 hyenas. Look at that chest and the forearms. Very powerful cat, this. This is very cool for me as well. Just again to explain where I'm sitting. Like I said, I'm watching the exact same thing as you are, except I'm hearing a little bit more maybe. Just as she walked there, I could hear the grass breaking. Even though I can't see anything over there, I'm just looking at the screen with you. And it looks like she's decided her belly is full enough for the moment. Just wants to go and lie a little bit to the side and digest a bit. Just coming back to the point I was making earlier. So she does stand a higher chance, or a bigger chance of losing the food. Like I said, other hyenas or other predators, mainly hyenas really, would be able to chase her off. But then again, also think of it the other way around. If there were 5 lionesses here, this Impala by now would have been finished, and they would have all just had a snack. So at least she does have the benefit of being able to gorge herself. And then if she can protect and hold on to this for the night, if she can finish this whole Impala by herself over the next day and a half or so, then she's good to go for at least a week, maybe more even. What was that? Did you see that? Is it a bat or a bird? Something just flew right over her. Maybe it was a nightjar. It's very quick, but it flew like a bird, not like a bat. Probably just with her moving around, she's disturbing a couple of insects. And the same as drongos do in daytime, the nightjars will take that opportunity and catch those insects. This is what she was doing a lot of last night. Lazy lioness. That's good. It seems that the smell of food close by is not going to allow her to lie down for too long. I'm sure she's going to try and get every little bit of meat she can into her stomach. Just a question that's sent through earlier already, I think yesterday even, from Lorraine, asking whether this is the same lioness we saw at Buffelshoek Dam the other night and the same one from last night. And certainly is a sandy patch female. She's the last remaining member of that pride. So she's a pride all by herself. And second part of that question Lorraine was asking, also a couple of people yesterday asked the same thing, if she's going to have cubs, which it looks like she probably will in the next couple of months, where will she have them? It's a variety of places. It's impossible to say beforehand. She's not exactly going to find a den as such. It's not like hyenas that find a place and they live there for a while. Around here in Sabi Sands there's not that many rocky outcrops and so on where we are, so typically just some very thick bush, a nice protected area where she can hide those cubs so that they hopefully can be safe from things like hyenas and leopard. And then she'll move them as well. Every few days she'll move them to a new site. Yeah, she's going to stuff some more food into her belly. Look at how she's chewing with the side teeth there. See, when she chews into that tissue, the skin and the meat, she uses the carnassial shears, or carnassial shears, I've also heard it pronounced like that. Basically, the teeth on the side of her jaw, the equivalent of our molars, very, very sharp, like the edges of scissor blades. And that is a very, very crucial part of any carnivore's teeth structure. It also goes for things like dogs or leopard. They wouldn't be able to eat meat if they didn't have those carnassial shears that they can cut through skin and meat with. Otherwise, they can use the canines to grab hold of something, catch it, kill it with whichever means, suffocation being the typical way. And then once they've killed it, they'd be unable to actually get into it. So it's a very important part. There you can see her using those side teeth. Just a reminder as well, I know over the last few days we've had some internet problems and we haven't had that many questions because our internet's been down, but the internet is up. And I do think we'll probably spend some time with this lioness as long as she doesn't sleep the whole time. We'll sit with her for a bit. And also just a chance that maybe while we're here still, there might be some hyena interaction if they do come here quite quickly. So we'll be here for a while. If you have any questions about this lioness or lions in general, please send them through and we'll try and answer a few of them. Beautiful animals. Thank you also very much. Just while I'm thinking of it, I'm just looking at her face and those whisker spots. Quite a few people sent through images they captured on yesterday's drive. We spoke about those whisker markings and getting a nice facial view.